It is Friday, which means it is time for yet another episode of The Trend, a weekly video series powered by Mortgage Champions, where we explore the trend lines behind the headlines to give you practical takeaways for your business. As always, my name is Jake. I oversee our marketing and digital communications here at Mortgage Champions. I'm here with Mike, who oversees our operations, and Bo, who oversees our learning and development. If you missed us last week, we are sorry. We missed you as well, but we are back today with some hot new articles.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Bo's gonna, I think, start us off.
Yeah, I can kick us off here.
And we have a lot of good news this week, which is
I know
great.
It's actually really interesting.
I know. It's
that
doesn't
happen too often. Especially I go through headlines every single day, and it's usually pretty depressing. So it's nice to actually have a positive note when I'm actually going through some articles. So
good change of speed.
We'll start off with a great one. It's an article out of the MBA titled "America's Equity-Rich Properties Increased to Record High." So right there, we know that is positive news. So Adam Data Solutions actually came out with their home equity and underwater report. And it showed that in Q4 of last year, over 14.5 million properties were considered equity rich, meaning that they have loans that are 50% or less of the estimated value of the market. And those properties make up over 25% of all mortgage properties in the country. So that's huge news for loan officers and actually for borrowers as well, or homeowners, I should say. Now, on the flip side of that, it's also the home equity and underwater report. So over 5 million properties were also found to be underwater. And that's defined as having loans with balances at least 25% higher than the estimated value of the home. But to put that into perspective, those homes make up 8.8% of all mortgage properties, and that's actually down from 9.3% last year. So we're actually seeing a positive trend in that light as well. So what is the trend on this one? It's that tappable equity is up, and so is household debt. That presents huge opportunities for lenders. Rates are at their lowest levels in a while, and even though rate and term refis are a dying breed at this point, now is the perfect time for loan officers to be providing cash out options to help their borrowers get out of debt and meet a ton of financial goals, whether that be retirement, college, investments, whatever it might be. Loan officers need to be creative when they're preparing and presenting options to borrowers, taking a look at their whole financial scenario and seeing where the opportunities lie.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and with that, you said household debt is at historic levels. At the same time that we're seeing all this equity, so cashing out and potentially servicing some of that debt could be another financial decision for borrowers. We've seen some of this before, though, right? I mean, I can remember back to 2007 where we had a similar kind of run on equity, if you will, from homeowners, and it ended up actually being a problem.
Absolutely.
Do you think there's any chance of that happening again?
No. So, and I'm glad that you expressed that concern. Actually, mentioning 2007, so Q3 of last year saw the highest percentage of cash out refis in the market, total refis, since 2007. And obviously that right there is something to be a little concerned about initially. But with a lot of tightening credit standards, with all the regulations that are in the industry now, experts don't think that it's really anything to be worried about. But we definitely want to say that as loan officers, even though presenting options for cash out loans is going to be vital to success going into this year, they also need to be extremely careful and make sure that their borrowers can afford it, that they have reserves available as well, that they're not taking too much equity out of their home, that they're keeping some, because the market, we don't really know what's going on. There's a lot of variables in the market right now. We think the economy is strengthening. We're seeing a lot of good signs there, but there's also some looming things on the horizon that might shift it. So, proceed with caution, I would say.
Smart advice. Awesome. Well, thank you for that. My article that I wanted to bring to the table this week is actually put out by HousingWire, but it's based off of Redfin research. They've been putting out we've used them a lot. It's just awesome great research. Bidding wars virtually vanish in January. We saw that in January, of all the offers that were written by Redfin agents, only 13% actually had to go through a bidding war. And you can compare that back to this time last year, January 2018, where that same number was 53%.
That's wild.
So a significant decrease in the amount of homes that are being bidded over. What does that basically mean? We're seeing supply versus demand at work, right? I mean, that's ultimately the bottom line. As we've seen, inventory is finally starting to make somewhat of a comeback, which is putting home buyers, it's giving them a little bit more flexibility and giving them a little bit more purchasing power. which is a good thing for the market, presents some opportunities. And because the market is slowing down, people are starting to look to buy homes, and they're actually in a position to be a little bit more picky when choosing to do so, right? They're not just trying to snatch up whatever inventory is on the market because there's so little inventory on the market. There's actually some homes out there, and so they're being a little bit more selective. So what does this mean for the loan officer and lenders today? What's the trend line, if you will? Inventory is rising, but so are rates. And even though we've seen rates sort of inch down over the last couple of months, we know that they're probably going to, like you said, there's some strong indicators for the economy to continue to strengthen. Rates will continue to go up with that as well. So now is the perfect time. If you have had prospective borrowers who walked away from the process and are no longer actively searching, now is the time to follow up with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And tell them about the market conditions and show them, hey, home prices have come down in certain areas. They're stable at the moment. Now could be a great time before rates go up to actually consider stepping back in and hey, you know, there's more inventory on the market. You might be able to find that home that you're looking for that you just couldn't find the last time around. So I think it's a great thing. But you had a great note on this as a former loan officer. It's hard to do that. It's hard to capitalize on this opportunity if you weren't taking notes on your borrowers all of last year and you don't know who was in your pipeline and walked away from the process and to be able to reapproach them. So if you made that mistake, stop making that mistake, right? Just start from scratch today and start keeping detailed notes and records on your borrowers. But if you were smart and you took those notes, go back through them. It could be a great sort of almost lead regeneration, if that's even a phrase that we could use, to fill your pipeline. So,
Great point.
Well, my article goes right along with yours from Zillow this week. Number of homes selling above list price drastically declines, which is great. So, you know, this again is more good news. 3-year low in December with only 19.4% of homes selling above the list price. This was obviously a really big issue even last year. And as I was looking to purchase a home, I was going crazy with this, but thankfully we're seeing some good factors here going into this. And like you said, increasing inventory and the increasing rates, which, you know, with that, less people are going out there to buy homes. So then, you know, sellers are realizing, okay, we need to lower these prices a bit. So that's great. You know, again, to what you said, if you've got borrowers that have been on the fence or looking to buy, you know, encourage them to get out, get going, and this is a great time to do it. So maybe I'll do the same. But so this is a great trend that we're seeing. I think the opportunities, like we've been talking about for purchase, are huge. So talk to your borrowers, encourage them, and make it very relevant to them. Like, hey, the market is ready for you. So
you know, I'm reminded today. I mean, Dale has said in his market update for the year, he's said in all of his speeches to date, 2019 is going to be the most competitive, but also the most opportunistic market that he's seen in a long time.
Totally.
And here we are today talking about opportunities on the refi side of the house, opportunities on the purchase side of the house. It's a good time to be a loan officer right now.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm excited. I think there's a lot of, I mean, people can go out and crush it. So it's just, you know, it's being smart. It's finding those opportunities, pursuing them. Take good notes on your borrowers. Having conversations. I mean, it's being a human. It's having relationships with your borrowers.
That's all it is.
Call them, hey, Joe, I know you were looking for a house. Now's a good time. Can we help you start the search again? You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. So I think it's a good time. So what is coming up on the agenda for Mortgage Champions? I know Dale is going to be traveling like all over the country to speak at some awesome conferences. Where's he going to be, Mike?
Yeah, so it's been a busy year for us over here. But if you're wanting to touch base with Dale and see him in action, he's going to be at LeadsCon, at Lenders One, and at Ellie Mae, just back to back to back. So love to have you guys reach out to us. We'd love to connect, so please let us know. We are stacking up the calendar as we speak, so we'd love to connect with anybody that's going to be there.
Yeah, it's a good time to find quality time with Dale. Just talk about your business. You know, he'll be doing half-hour consultations with. So he's just putting them back to back and back in between sessions. So go see a key session and then meet with Dale. Just tell him about your business and see if there's any way that we can partner with you and help you achieve your sales goals for 2019.
Absolutely.
I think that's it for us today.
That's all I got.
As always, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Please feel free to share this with your network if you find it valuable. Comment below with what you think should have been an article of the week in case we missed it, or choose to agree with us. We like to think we're smart. At least Bo is. He keeps us looking smart. So, as always, this is The Trend, powered by Mortgage Champions. We'll see you next Friday.